In the quiet moments of the early morning, when the world hasn't yet stirred to its full hustle and bustle, there's a special kind of peace that wraps around you. It's in these moments, before the day's chatter begins, that we find a profound truth. Sometimes, saying nothing at all speaks volumes more than words ever could. This isn't about staying quiet because you have nothing to say, but because the power of silence can be more impactful, more thoughtful, and sometimes the best response in a world that never stops talking. Think of silence not as the absence of sound, but as a space that allows thoughts to breathe, emotions to settle, and understanding to deepen. When we choose to listen, truly listen, we step into someone else's shoes, see through their eyes, and hear through their ears. It's a gift, the kind that strengthens connections without a single word being spoken. Listening isn't just about hearing words, it's about feeling them, understanding the pause between them and the stories they don't tell. In a conversation, when you give someone your full attention, without thinking about what witty or wise thing you'll say next, you're giving them something priceless. You're telling them, your thoughts matter, your feelings matter, you matter. But how often do we get lost in our headspace, eagerly waiting for our turn to speak, rather than cherishing the words being shared with us? Here's where the magic of silence comes in. It teaches us patience, empathy, and the beauty of being fully present. Next time you find yourself in a conversation, try this. Pause for a moment before you speak. In that pause, ask yourself, is what I'm about to say going to add value to this conversation? Is it kind? Is it necessary? Is it true? Often you'll find that silence can say more than rushed words ever could. So let's start valuing those silent moments more. Let's make our conversations not just exchanges of words, but exchanges of understanding, empathy, and genuine connection. Silence doesn't mean you're not participating. It means you're participating in a way that respects the depth of human emotions and the complexity of our thoughts. After all, in a world that never stops talking, listening becomes a form of love, a way to tell someone, I'm here with you, for you, completely. And maybe, just maybe, if we all listened a little more, the world would be a kinder, more understanding place. Continuing from the heart of understanding through silence, let's venture into moments when silence becomes our shield and our teacher. Have you ever found yourself in the heat of an argument, words flying faster than thoughts, only to wish moments later you had held your tongue? There lies the unseen strength of silence, especially when anger tries to take the wheel. Anger, they say, is a wild beast, and what better way to tame a beast than with calmness? Silence in the throes of anger is not a sign of defeat, but of wisdom. It gives us time to cool down, to let the storm pass without causing damage we might regret. Next time you feel that familiar heat rising, take a deep breath. Let silence do the talking. You'll find that in this quiet, solutions emerge with a clarity that angry words would only have clouded. Now imagine silence as a room, a space you enter for reflection, a break from the constant noise of life. This room doesn't need words for you to feel its impact. It's here, in the reflective silence, that we meet ourselves truly, stripped of all pretenses. It's where we listen to our thoughts, our doubts, and our dreams, without the world's commentary. Reflective silence is like the soil for personal growth. It nurtures the seeds of self-awareness and inner peace. Try it. Carve out moments in your day to sit quietly, to be with your thoughts. It could be early in the morning, as we talked about, or any other time you find the world around you pausing. Use this time not to escape from the world, but to connect more deeply with yourself. You might be surprised at how much noise there is within us and how calming it is to quiet that noise, even if just for a moment. In these silent reflections and the quiet of listening, we find the essence of true connection, not just with others, but with ourselves. Silence, in its unspoken way, teaches us the value of our words, the weight they carry, and the spaces they fill. In learning when to let the silence speak, we learn to give our words the respect they deserve, using them not to fill the silence, but to enrich it. Through silence, We learn that not every moment needs our commentary, and that some moments, some feelings, and some thoughts are so profound they're best shared in quiet understanding. So as we move through our days, let's remember the power of silence. Let it be our guide in moments of anger, our teacher in times of reflection, and our bridge to deeper connections. For in the quiet of our listening and the spaces between our words, we find the true essence of communication and connection. Silence holds a unique place when we step into the realm of empathy and support. Picture this. A friend is sharing a story, their heart heavy with unspoken emotions. Here, words can feel clumsy, even intrusive. But your silence, it becomes a canvas for their feelings, a safe space for them to express themselves freely. It's in these moments that we realize silence is a form of compassion, a way of saying, "I'm here with you," without needing to say anything at all. By choosing to be silent, we allow the other person's experience to stand in the spotlight, affirming their feelings and giving them the comfort of being truly heard. It's a subtle art, understanding when to offer words and when to offer silence, but it deepens bonds in ways words alone cannot. Navigating social situations with silence as our companion can be equally profound. Social dynamics are complex, filled with unspoken rules and hidden cues. Silence, in this context, becomes a powerful tool for observation and understanding. It allows us to read the room, to tune into the undercurrents of conversations and emotions swirling around us. Instead of jumping in with our own stories or opinions, staying silent gives us the chance to understand others, to pick up on what's not being said, and to respond with more thoughtfulness when we do choose to speak. This doesn't mean withdrawing from social interactions. Rather, it's about being present in a way that respects the collective energy of the moment. By practicing strategic silence, we learn when our voice can add value and when our listening can offer support. In both empathy and social navigation, silence challenges us to move beyond surface interactions, inviting us to engage on a deeper, more meaningful level. It teaches us to be okay with the pauses, to find comfort in the quiet, and to see the strength in restraint. As we continue to explore the richness of silence, we uncover new layers of understanding, both of ourselves and of the world around us. Silence, then, becomes not just a practice but a pathway to more authentic connections, a reminder that in the quiet, we find the roots of true understanding and the seeds of genuine relationships. As we explore deeper into the quietude, let's turn our attention to the professional world, a realm where silence can be as golden as the most persuasive speech. Picture yourself in a high-stakes meeting or negotiation. Here, the temptation to fill every silence with words is strong. Yet, it's in the pauses, the moments of reflection, where true power lies. Silence in these scenarios isn't about inaction, but about strategic patience. It allows you to absorb information, understand the underlying currents of a discussion, and respond with precision. When you speak less but with more purpose, your words carry greater weight. They become thoughtful responses rather than reactive comments. This selective use of silence can shift dynamics, often leading others to reveal more than they intended, or giving you the space to find the most impactful response. It's a subtle dance, knowing when to step forward with your words and when to step back into silence, but it can transform negotiations and discussions in your favor. And what about silence as a tool for personal growth? This introspective silence is a journey inward, a pause in the relentless narrative of our lives. It's in these moments of stillness that we confront our true selves, minus the distractions. This silence isn't about disengagement from the world, but rather a deeper engagement with the inner self. It's here, in the quiet, where we listen to our thoughts and feelings, unfiltered and raw. We can use this space to reflect on our actions, decisions, and motivations. This isn't always comfortable. Facing ourselves without the noise can be challenging. But it's within this challenge that growth happens. By adopting these moments of silence, we allow ourselves to grow, to change, and to evolve. We learn to be comfortable with our own company, to enjoy the richness of our inner world, and to use these insights to navigate the external world more effectively. In weaving silence into the fabric of our daily lives, we uncover its multifaceted power. It becomes a mirror reflecting our thoughts and a window into the minds of others. As we learn to navigate the spaces between words, we find that silence in its essence is a form of wisdom. It teaches us when to speak, when to listen, when to pause, and when to act. In the professional sphere, it becomes a strategy. In personal growth, a path to self-awareness. Silence, then, is not just the absence of noise, but a presence, a force, a quiet guide through the complexities of life and relationships. It invites us to listen, not just to the world around us, but to the world within us, offering insights and understandings that words alone could never convey. Navigating the currents of life, we often encounter moments that test our resolve to remain silent. The challenge of maintaining silence, especially when our instincts urge us to speak, can feel like a battle. Yet, it's in these moments that silence reveals its true strength. Think about the times when words fail us, when the right words seem just out of reach, or when speaking could exacerbate a delicate situation. It's here, in the crucible of restraint, that silence becomes our ally. Learning to hold our tongue, to pause and reflect rather than react, is a skill honed over time. It requires patience, yes, but also a deep understanding of the power that our words hold. This isn't about suppressing our voice, but about choosing the right moment to use it. Silence, in this context, is a form of wisdom, a decision made from a place of strength, not weakness. It's a choice to wait for the right moment, to speak from a place of clarity and purpose. As we accept the quiet, we find it's not just about the absence of sound. Silence is a space for growth, a canvas for our thoughts and reflections. In this silence, we find the room to breathe, to let our thoughts wander and our minds rest. It's a necessary counterbalance to the constant noise of our everyday lives. In the quiet, we reconnect with ourselves, discovering peace and clarity amid life's chaos. This journey inward isn't always easy. Silence can be confronting, forcing us to face truths we might rather ignore. But it's in this confrontation that we grow. By learning to be comfortable in the quiet and to sit with our thoughts without judgment or distraction, we cultivate a deeper understanding of who we are and what we want from life. Silence, then, becomes a path to self-discovery, a way to listen to the whispers of our inner self that often get drowned out in the noise. In a gist, the art of silence is a profound teacher. It teaches us when to speak and when to listen, offering a sanctuary for reflection and a foundation for stronger, more meaningful connections. As we navigate the complexities of life, let us remember the power of pausing, the wisdom in waiting, and the strength found in the quiet. For in the spaces between our words lies the true essence of communication, the heart of understanding and the seeds of growth. So let's honor the silence, giving it the space it deserves in our lives, and in doing so, discover the depth of our inner silence, where the truest parts of ourselves reside. In our journey through the landscape of silence, we've discovered its power to connect, heal, and teach. Now, let's explore how silence serves as a bridge, not just between ourselves and others, but within our very own internal dialogues. When we talk about the challenges of maintaining silence, it's not just about biting your tongue in moments of tension or choosing to listen rather than speak. It's also about the silence that we must nurture within ourselves, amidst the internal chatter that often dominates our minds. This internal silence is not about quelling thoughts or stifling creativity. Rather, it's about finding a peaceful coexistence with our inner voice. It's about creating a space where our thoughts can exist without overwhelming us, where we can observe them without judgment and choose which ones deserve our attention and energy. This internal peace is crucial because it shapes our interactions with the world around us. When we carry a calm, silent center within, we approach life's challenges with a sense of balance and perspective. We're less reactive, more thoughtful, and inherently more empathetic. This doesn't mean we become passive. Instead, we become deliberate in our actions and words. We respond rather than react. This choice, this cultivation of internal silence, allows us to navigate life with a grace that speaks volumes, influencing not just our peace of mind, but also the tranquility of those around us. Finally, as we conclude our exploration of silence, we find ourselves standing at the edge of an expansive vista. Here, the value of silence extends beyond individual moments or personal growth. It reaches into the collective experience of our communities and society at large. Silence has the power to unite, to build bridges where words often build walls. It reminds us that beneath the cacophony of our diverse voices lies a common humanity, a shared space of understanding and respect. Accepting silence in our lives invites us to listen to the world with an open heart and to recognize the unspoken pains and joys that we all share. It encourages us to step back, to allow space for others' voices, and to find harmony in the balance between speaking and listening. The art of silence, therefore, is not a lesson in quietude, but a call to mindfulness, a mindfulness of when to let our voices rise and when to let the silence speak. As we move forward, let's carry with us the lessons that silence has taught us, the power of pause, the strength found in quiet reflection, and the deep connections forged in the spaces between words. Let us remember that in every moment of silence, there is potential for understanding, growth, and connection. Silence, in its purest form, is a language understood by all, a universal thread that weaves through the tapestry of human experience, binding us together in shared moments of peace and introspection. As we step back into the noise of our daily lives, let's not forget the quiet lessons learned. Let the silence continue to guide us, offering its wisdom not as an absence of sound, but as a presence of peace, a reminder of the profound connections that lie beyond words. As we bring our exploration of silence to a close, it's clear that the quiet moments carry within them a depth of understanding and connection that words often struggle to convey. Silence, with all its nuances and layers, invites us to listen more deeply, to reflect more thoughtfully, and to connect more meaningfully with ourselves and with those around us. It reminds us that amidst the hustle and bustle of our daily lives, there is profound strength in stillness, wisdom in listening, and growth in quiet introspection. I hope this journey into the realm of silence has opened up new perspectives and perhaps even offered a moment of quiet reflection for you. If you found value in our time together, and you'd like to continue exploring the many facets of our lives and relationships, I invite you to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel. Your support encourages us to go deeper into topics that touch our hearts and minds, fostering a community of curious souls united in our quest for understanding. Thank you for being here, for listening, and for sharing in this silent exploration. Here's to finding peace in the pauses, wisdom in the quiet, and connection in the unspoken. Until next time, let's keep the conversation going, with words when necessary and with silence when words fall short.